We're going to the Super Bowl next season. I keep on saying it, and Brad Holmes keeps on proving why we're doing it. We're going to be insane next year, and the year after, and the year after, and the year after. We're going to the Super Bowl very soon. What's going on, guys? It's the Roaring Looney here, hosted by me, Tim Barker III, and I'm here to talk about the moves we just made in NFL free agency. Let's talk about the re-signings first. Let's see. We re-signed Isaiah Buggs to a 2-year, $4.5 million deal. I'm a big fan of that deal. I like that a lot. He was a great player. He was a great leader for this team last season. He came over from Pittsburgh. He got cut there. He came here. He thought about retiring. Then he decided he got a call from the Lions. He came here with great leader, good presence inside. We got him back. Craig Reynolds, third string running back. Not too worried about that. This one I wasn't a big fan of. Alex Anzalone. Thor, some people call him. 3-year, $18 million deal. I'm not a fan of that. I really wanted to upgrade the linebacker position this year and move on from Alex Anzalone. I did not want Alex Anzalone back in this Detroit Lions locker room. He's a good person. He's a pretty good leader, I guess. They made him captain last year, but he had a good year last year. I'm not going to lie, but he's not the answer, I don't think. But for us, he is now, I guess. Matt Nelson re-signed, backup tackle. Will Harris, 1-year, $2 million deal re-signed. I'm not a fan of that. Will Harris sucks, but he's another guy they really like. He's just a depth piece. He can play safety. He can play slot. He can do all that. John Kaminsky was a huge re-signing, 2-year, $8.5 million deal. He was awesome. He can play all over the defensive line. He's a great player to have in the locker room. He's gritty. He's just fits this culture to a T. He's a great player. I love that. Now let's talk about the guys we picked up from outside our organization. And we got some guys. Mac McCain signed to a 1-year, $800,000 deal. He's just a depth piece. He might not even make the roster. But this is the guy that's really, really good. Cameron Sutton. He agreed to a 3-year, $33 million deal. He's a really good player. He comes from Pittsburgh. Everybody says great things about him. The coaches, the players that he's played with, Mike Tomlin, they all say he is the smartest player they've ever seen. He's a gritty, nasty player, just like most of our guys are on our team, so he'll fit in perfectly. He can play man. He can play zone. He was in the top 10 in almost every category for cornerbacks last year. So he's a great addition at a very good price. And then we got Emmanuel Moseley. He agreed to a 1-year, $6 million deal. He played with the 49ers. He was a starter for the last 2 seasons, but he got injured last year. I believe he tore his ACL, so he's recovering now. He should be back by the beginning of next season, possibly, I think, training camp. He's a really good player. If he didn't get injured, he would have been getting a bag. He possibly would have been the top cornerback in free agency this year, but he's coming off a major injury, ACL injury, so it's really not that big of a deal. He should have a full recovery, so that'll be awesome. So we got Cameron Sutton, Emmanuel Moseley, just 2 great players to our weakest position group that I said all offseason so far. We need to address this position group with veterans. I mean, what did the Lions fans say, a lot of them? We're not going to sign anybody. We're not going to bring anybody out from other organizations in free agency. We're just going to draft people and bring our own guys back. No. Brad Holmes. He went out and got 2 stud cornerbacks, veteran cornerbacks, exactly what I said we had to do, and he did it. And now we can still draft somebody, but it doesn't have to be so early because we got 2 starters in these boys right here. Plus, we still got Jerry Jacobs. Okudah, I want to trade him. He's been around for too many years. He's had too many injuries. He was decent at the beginning of the year last year. It was pretty good. And then he started sucking and he got benched. So I'm ready to move on from him. We'll see what happens. But we got some beasts in the cornerback room now. It's awesome. And I don't know if I said this, but Cam Sutton can play inside and outside with the cornerback position. He's versatile. He's good. And this is another one that a lot of Lions fans won't like. David Montgomery, 3-year, $18 million deal, the former Bears running back. Now, he just played the last 4 years of his career behind the Bears offensive line, which has consistently been one of the worst offensive lines in the league, probably bottom 3 every single year of his career. And he's put up great numbers. He's had over 1,000 all-purpose yards in every season of his career. He's a very good player. And now you see him behind the Bears line and what he did. Imagine him behind Detroit Lions offensive line. He's going to be a beast. Absolutely insane behind our offensive line. So that was a good pickup. Only $6 million per year. Only the first 2 years are guaranteed. So if he doesn't do good for some reason or gets hurt, after the second year, we can cut him for no loss. So I'm loving these signings so far. Brad Holmes is really doing it. I know a lot of people won't like that we signed David Montgomery. Nobody wants to pay him. Nobody wants to pay running backs. Also, that pretty much guarantees we're not going to get Jamal Williams back. The swag daddy. So we're not going to get Jamal Williams back. But I'm just glad. The one thing I really was saying this offseason, I don't want our management to just re-sign players and overpay players just because they're good fits and just because they're good people and they're loved by the community, loved by them, loved by fans, all that. We just got an upgrade for probably less than or a similar price than what Jamal's going to get. And he's 2 years younger. You can't hate on that. Brad Holmes just wants to win. He's going out and doing what's best for this team, even though everyone loved Jamal Williams. But he wants to do what's best for this team and get a stud in there. That's what he's doing, and that's what I love. We're going to the Super Bowl next season. I keep on saying it, and Brad Holmes keeps on proving why we're doing it. He's doing it all. He's getting the studs we need in this team. Cheap, good contracts for great players. And he's going to bring them in here, and they're going to be even better with our staff. And then we got 4 picks in the first 2 rounds in this draft coming up next month. We're going to be insane next year, and the year after, and the year after, and the year after. We're going to the Super Bowl. Very soon. Next year. Guaranteed. Brad Holmes is doing it. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about the first 2 days of free agency. I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to me. Make sure you turn on that bell, that post notification bell, so you get notified every time I post a video. I only post videos about the Detroit Lions. I love you guys. I'm out.